There was this guy,
Greatest
and he
smell
was
in the
Frank
world.
Martin, but I didn't know that. And I said, I'm looking for a job. And Pancho, being Pancho, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. He said, you want to work with horses? And I said, yeah. So the next person that came around with a horse, he told him to give me the shank. He told me to walk around. I walked around, and I was a hot walker for him. And then I became, much more. I was really like he was like my godfather. We were very, very close for years, and I'm still close with his son, Gregory.
Ray, let me just interrupt you and ask you, how do you like the way he was portrayed in the Secretariat movie?
Terrible. And he was, and he was very upset about that. And,
I'm sure
Pancho,
he was. I mean, they made him into a thug.
Pancho, with that fedora, and I was talking to somebody recently, Pancho never wore a hat except for the winter time. Never wore a hat in the spring, summer, or fall. Only the winter time.
I never saw him with a hat.
In the winter time, he either had the fedora, or later on in life, he had one of those like Billy Turner type Andy Cap kind of caps. But he was very upset about that, and rightfully so. Pancho had a big voice, and could be gruff. And I have some great Pancho stories, but a lot of them are R-rated. But he was the most generous person, not on the racetrack, that I ever met in my life. He did more for more people. Finance. He brought more people from Cuba, and when they got here, he supported them. There's so much to the Frank Martin story that people don't really know, and someday I should write a book about Frank Martin. But not only that, he was maybe the funniest person, and he never meant to be funny. He was just naturally funny. And in the clockers stand on the training track at Belmont, he'd hold court in the morning. He'd go, and people would come just to listen to his stories. And we could have made a sitcom out of that. He was classic, but again, he wasn't trying to be funny. He just was very funny, very good, kind-hearted. He was a perfectionist. Even in his office, his desk, he had his pad and his pen. Everything was perfect. Even smoking his Monte Cristos when he was smoking cigars. No, I never saw a more perfect ash. His ash was always perfect. So, he demanded a lot from the people who worked. He was a perfectionist. He fed the best. Everything was the best. And,
it showed from the results. It showed from the results. I mean, people don't realize how many stakes winners he had back in those days, especially like in the early to mid-'70s and through the
Autobiography and Hitchcock
all
Champ.
those Sigmund Summer horses, one after another. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, they know him as a claiming trainer, and for the most part. But he could train, a stakes horse, and he could train a $3,500 claimer. He trained Swing Rex, a horse he got from Neloy, a gelding by Bo Ruler. He won 9 straight starters handicaps. The 9th race on Saturday, this was in like the late 60s. 9 Saturdays in a row, he won the 9th race. And and every week, Tommy Trotter put more and more and more weight until he was up into the 130s. And somebody wrote a comic in the Daily News that Tommy Trotter was going to get the ASPCA was going to go after Tommy Trotter for cruelty to animals for putting so much weight on Swing Rex. I don't know if you remember Swing Rex, Steve.
No.